Hello, let's talk about Superman versus Wonder Woman. This is the treasury-sized or tabloid-sized edition from 1978, and this is the facsimile edition. Of course, the 1978 edition was $2 at the time, which was a large price for a comic, but then again, you got a large comic. These were tabloid-sized, oversized books. Here's a regular-sized comic book, and this is much larger. At the time, this was the biggest format you can get to look at your favorite superheroes, etc. Marvel had their editions, which were the same size, called Treasury editions, and people tend to call all of these Treasury editions, but DC Comics called theirs All New Collector's Edition. I'm going to take a look mainly at the facsimile edition that came out last year. There was an edition of this that was hardbound that came out a few years back, and I missed out on that, but they've been reissuing these things, and they're pretty cool. This has been yellowed, of course. As I've said in other videos, my issue with collecting these old ones, I love getting the original ones, but the art in the interiors tends to fade quite a bit. And we'll take a look at the more vibrant art here. You see it's a lot more crisp and bright compared to this. These facsimiles tend to be exactly the same thing as what is in the original. Of course, the color is a little different or a little bit brighter. This is gray. This is more of a bluish tinge to it, etc. The copyright's going to be different, of course. But let's get into Superman versus Wonder Woman. This was an awesome story. I remember reading this in a collection of Garcia Lopez and enjoying it, and so I sought out this to buy for my collection. And anytime these facsimiles come out of these tabloid-sized things, I snap them up. What's cool about this story is it's Wonder Woman and Superman fighting, but it's in World War II. That was the twist. In the 1970s, they had Superman fighting everyone in these tabloid-sized editions. Superman versus Shazam, Superman versus The Flash, Superman versus Muhammad Ali, Superman versus Spider-Man. So here's Superman versus Wonder Woman. And look at this amazing art here. Great big splash pages on a great big format here. Take a look at the original. So you see the art's more vibrant in the new one, but this is what you got. Pretty cool stuff. Look at this big splash page here. So yes, it's World War II, and Superman's helping the cause. And here you have Diana Prince, and here's Superman going in to confront these dudes in a sub here. And so at some point, I mean, Superman is fighting for the cause and everything, but Wonder Woman doesn't know that, and they're pitted against each other. So these are reports. They're done as reports here. Let's do the credits. I didn't do that yet. So, An Untold Epic of World War II by Jerry Conway, writer. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez and Dan Atkins, or artist. Dan Atkins probably inked everything. Gaspar Saladino as letterer, Jerry Serpe as colorist, and Joe Orlando as editor. So what's cool about all this is you get to see these characters at their most powerful, which was that golden age era in World War II. And Wonder Woman has a very golden age costume. Here is Diana Prince. Pretty cool stuff. Here's some, people from that time. Einstein. And here, a Japanese character is going to try and take them both out. And here's a character that you couldn't do today, but looks pretty neat. But this the ultimate bad guy, right? And there's a samurai here. I think the samurai is called Sumo or something like that. So lots of great big splash pages. Pretty cool stuff. Look, I love when they do the interior of a headquarters and stuff. Pretty cool. It looks like G.I. Joe the Pit. So here's Diana Prince, and here's Themyscira. And they talk about, the atomic bomb, capable of destroying 100,000 lives indiscriminately. They're building this bomb because they fear their enemies will build one first. So they want to prevent that. Of course, that's not going to happen. Here's Clark. The Midway story will have to wait. This is a job for Superman. So here comes Wonder Woman. And Superman's like, good lord, Wonder Woman must be insane, smashing up an abandoned building only yards from a busy intersection. So he has to emphasize that it's abandoned, so it doesn't make her out to be a murderer or something. I fought superpowered foes before, but how can I hope to defeat her? So they can go toe-to-toe with each other. Their power sets are depicted as being the same. So here's this giant fight. Wonder Woman bats Superman with this pole, and Superman bounces back and punches Wonder Woman into this building. Lots of great big splashy panels. Pretty cool stuff, man. And they're just beating the tar out of each other. And Superman's like, Wonder Woman, we can't keep fighting. Even though we've only demolished condemned warehouses around the university, sooner or later someone is bound to get hurt. And Wonder Woman's like, then you give in? And Superman's like, well, no. I'm proposing we settle our disagreement the only way possible, since our ideas are so totally opposed. A trial by combat somewhere where no one can be hurt. So here they devise a plan, and they fight in this on the moon. So they're going to go to the moon and fight. That's pretty awesome. And big splash page of Wonder Woman punching Superman. So Wonder Woman has a fishbowl helmet, I guess, because she can't breathe in space. The pre-crisis Superman, they were never clear what's going on with him. He could just like survive in space. So here they fight and they just destroy stuff. Meanwhile, it's all a distraction while the Axis powers do their thing. Lots of great big splashy panels there. And they're breaking into this military facility. Wonder Woman's like, Superman, am I hallucinating? Or are the lights of America's coast blinking on and off? And Superman's like, if it's a hallucination, Wonder Woman, it's one we share. Maybe it's the effects of our outer space, or wait. And then there's a pattern, it's Morse code, it's an SOS, right? So they come back to Earth, and this dude's like, grateful you came, Superman, Wonder Woman, and now that I've explained the situation, is there anything either of you can do, right? So these guys have stolen stuff. And then Superman and Wonder Woman are now going to team up and fight the Axis powers. And here's this dude, he's going to fight Wonder Woman with his martial arts. And here's this super-powered baddie fighting Superman, cape to cape. The art here is incredible and really dynamic stuff, too. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez doing his thing. Pretty cool stuff. So, these guys turn on each other. Then Superman prevents an explosion. And then the world is grateful to you, Superman and Wonder Woman. And Superman's like satisfied, and Wonder Woman's like, yes and no. I believe President Roosevelt, and I trust him, and I also accept the inevitability of the atomic bomb. Yet I can't help feeling frightened, even if Pandora never had opened her box. Someday someone would. So there you have it. Here are the creators. They go through Joe Orlando, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Jerry Conway, and a whole write-up here. This was an awesome tale. Here's the back. Here's the back of the original. This has like an all-new 72-page novel in comics form. This doesn't have that. So there you have it. That's Superman versus Wonder Woman, the Facsimile edition, and a little bit of the original. I hope you like going through this with me. If you like this video, please give a like to this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots of great comic book stuff on here. So until next time, take care.